What's up, YouTube? Flash Speaks, back for another video. This is a video, man, that I hope doesn't get blocked or cut off because I know how YouTube does. They're real funny when it comes to this subject, dealing with this here, thing that was going around over the last couple of years. But anyway, Matisse Thybulle, the defensive first team player, I believe he made first or second team last year for the Philadelphia 76ers, is not fully vaccinated. Okay, he received one, and he's going to talk about it here. And the reason I'm speaking of it is it's something that's been on the radio stations here in Philadelphia. Most of the radio people are just, really killing him and against him, and it really looks like, they're part of some sort of group of people who are basically told what to say, and then they just repeat. But Matisse here got his chance to speak on it. YouTube played it, so here it is, man. I'm gonna chime in.
Did you not deal with playing in Toronto? So you're not vaccinated. Tell us what your status is and why you made the decision you made.
Yeah, I'm not fully vaccinated. This was a decision I made a long time ago. I thought a lot about what I'd say here. Essentially, I made this choice, and I thought I can keep it to myself, I can keep it private, but people are always going to wonder why. So I was raised in a holistic household where anti-vax is not like a term that was ever used. It's a weird term that has kind of been thrown around to just label people, but we grew up with like Chinese medicine and naturopathic doctors, and just with that upbringing coming into this situation, I felt like I had a solid foundation of medical resources that...
All right, this is the first thing. It's very, very important, man. He talks about, because I'm a similar type of person. I'm into homeopathic medicine. I'm also into the Chinese medicine, exactly as he said, and also ancient Arab medicine, which focuses on seeing the body just in a different way. Right, you use different terminology for things like that. You talk about being in homeostasis. You talk about being balanced between cold and hot, wet and dry. Right, it's different. But for years, people have used this type of medicine, and it has been effective. Right, we live in a society where the government is pretty much supporting a particular brand of medicine, which you call Western medicine. And because of that, you'll find they recommend certain things. Like if you go to the doctor and they give you something like an antibiotic, for example, the FDA will back the antibiotic. They'll back the blood pressure pill. They'll back the pill for whatever they give you for diabetes. But something like echinacea or golden seal, or even things like garlic and turmeric and other herbs from the earth that have been tested and tried and proven effective to work against certain ailments in the body, like the FDA will say, these statements have not been approved by the FDA or whatever. So it just shows where the support is, and whatever. But it's a tough thing, man. This here, and there's different reasons. Some people believe it's because of money. Some believe for whatever it is, right? And people like us who are in this situation, these are the challenges we face. But anyway, this is the beginning of his statement. We'll see what else he has to say.
Could serve me beyond what this vaccine could do for me. And as things escalated and as this situation has played out, I've obviously had to reconsider and look at it differently. And to that point, it got to the point last year during the playoffs, where I did actually consider getting vaccinated and went through with getting the first shot, the first dose, because at that point I was under the impression that getting vaccinated would mean that I could not get the disease and transmit it to other people.
Listen, hold on.
I felt like if I'm going to be a part of society in the position I'm in, I need to do what's right for the greater good.
Listen, this is a very intelligent young man, very intelligent. In the beginning of the situation, okay, when what was out there, which I'm not going to say, okay, but we all know what we're talking about. what was being pushed by the authorities, the different organizations who handle that, World Health Organizations and so on. What was told was, in order to stop the spread of the situation, one should get the vaccination. And that the vaccination will not only prevent, death and illness, but it would also stop the spread. So Matisse Thybulle, he thought that it would be his responsibility. Okay, if it's going to stop the spread, then I'm going to get the vaccine. And he received the first shot when he got that. So no one should have a problem with that. Anyone who believes, who going out there saying that people who don't get it, they don't care about the rest of society. They have an obligation to the rest of the people. Listen, he said when it was said that the vaccination would stop the spread, then what he did was he went and he got the shot. Okay?
Of the greater good held a lot of weight for me. And as things progress, as this virus has changed many different ways, it just showed through the science that wasn't the case anymore, that even while being vaccinated, you could still spread the disease. So for me,
his concern was, he felt that he was not in the demographic of people that could be affected by it. So his concern was, for the greater good of the rest of society, I will receive the shot, and I'll do that for myself. But then it turned out that what was said was not true. I'm not going to say they lied, but they were mistaken. That it turned out that getting the vaccination would not stop the spread. So in his logic, he came to conclude, then what is the purpose for me to do it?
My reasoning, it felt like getting vaccinated was not something that I needed to do to protect other people, and was something that I would have to do to then protect myself. And with that being considered, and like the holistic background of my upbringing and just the way I view medicine in general, I felt like I was secure in not treating myself, but going to the doctors that I have to treat COVID if I did get it. And in the case that I did, I was able to go about it in my holistic way. And I mean, I'm able to sit here today healthy and okay because of it.
Listen to the soundness of the logic. If the vaccination stops it from being spread, then he would get the vaccine. The science later finds out that the vaccination does not stop the spread, doesn't slow the spread whatsoever. It's going to spread regardless. This is why they're still recommending masks and different things like that. Right? Okay. Now the problem is, people will be in the comment section and they'll still say he has a responsibility to not spread it. This is the problem. People say they're following science, then they turn around and then we're not following science. Which one is it? What are we doing here? All right. This is the thing. So now the problem is going to be with people. They feel as though it's his responsibility to do it now. Now the goalpost change. First, save yourself. Okay. You can save yourself in other ways. Vitamin D. You can save yourself with other things according to science. Not according to Full Hand Speaks, but according to science. Okay? You can, as far as now protecting other people, the vaccine does not serve a purpose in that. According to what science is saying, not Full Hand Speaks, but science. Not Matisse Thybulle, but science. That's what science is saying. Okay. So now the new goalpost is, well, because the government of Canada is taking a certain position, which is that everyone must be fully vaccinated in order to be in that country or to participate in sporting events or whatever it may be. Because of that, they're saying he's supposed to submit for the good of the team and just do that. This is what now the new thing is, which is just authoritarianism. And everyone has their own position about authoritarianism. I, for one, don't go for authoritarianism. Whatever way we're going to do it, especially when the authoritarian position is not based on anything factual. then that's the issue. If it was something that was proven to stop the spread, then you would have a cause. Since it does not stop the spread, you don't have a cause, you don't have a position. At least in terms of that. Can't use that one. And this is what Matisse Thybulle has said. You know what? I'm just going to stop there. And but I will say that I support this man and what he's doing. Whatever. Sixers should be able to handle Toronto Raptors. I'm not going to go for any idea that, it's his fault that they would lose or anything like that. Unless we win every single game where Matisse plays and lose every game where he does not play. And even then, anyone who takes this position, like a Tyrone Johnson, for example, who's a chump and a coon and a nut, right? Then, that's on him. I'm out.